What's going on, people? Mr. Annie here, back with this week's chapter of Toriko 289, the continuation of How to Cook Air. I have to say, upon reading this chapter, starting with the color page was epic. After that color page, then we got, a Shonen Jump page, which I thought was cool. Overall, I have to say, for me, we got a Horse King backstory, somewhat of a backstory, in the beginning of the chapter, and then we get this epic moment where we see my boy Toriko standing in front of the Horse King after the blue Oni was retracted. Excuse me. And he does this thing called Destroy Breath. Now, another thing that made this chapter epic was that everybody in the chapter was working together to get the air fruit together. I thought that was so cool. Like, they were working really hard. Everybody. The whole team. Now, one thing I want to point out, it seemed like we got a brief highlight on Komatsu, and Komatsu is finally getting very much stronger. I think possibly by the end of this series that he's going to be on that Setsuno level. And something that really intrigued me about this chapter, he was like talking to the air fruit. He asked for one more minute. I don't know if he was like specifically talking to the air fruit, but he asked for one more minute so he could finish preparing the air fruit. And he had help from everybody, man. I mean, the way that they brought that fruit together to make it ripe was just so epic. Now, I know the one thing that I really want to get into, oh man, like, so epic, so epic. The one thing that I really want to get into, because I'm actually flipping through the pages as I do this review, was when it seemed that Komatsu finally activated some gourmet cells. I hope they're gourmet cells. That would be so epic for his character, but shortly after he asked for the extension or the extra minute or two to prepare the air fruit, he got that look with the gourmet cells in his eyes. And then his hands started moving exponentially faster. It almost looked like a whirlwind effect as he was preparing this air fruit. I mean, what more can you say, man? Like, Komatsu for the win. This chapter had me so excited. One thing I have to say, man, that boy Mappy is something else. I like Mappy ever since I seen him sitting on that wave with a cup of tea, bro. But anyway, I digress from the point. I feel like this chapter was great and another recommended read. And in the words of King Recon, if you ain't into Toriko, you ain't living. Peace.